Hey guys, it's Tartan coming at you with another game of Total War 3 Kingdoms. We got a battle to fight here, so we're just going to jump right into it. We're fighting one of the forces of Wei that has been making an incursion into what used to be the heartland of our little bandit lands, but now it's much more expansive. But we were sort of waiting in an ambush trying to move this army forward and whatnot, but I figured on balance it would be better to not do that. So what we want to do is, I think, 3 cav blocks this time rather than the silliness we've been doing. Both of these heroes are not very good at fighting, but he would have Flames of the Phoenix, so that's nice. Alright, so, you know, we don't have trebuchets. What we do have is an unbreakable line of Protectors of Heaven. Alright, he's a fighter too. He's actually good at it. Good. Alright, so, and then we'll just make these guys into a block and start the battle up. They do have towers. We're not going to fight in the range of them. I think we'll be able to outrange them a bit and then just draw them in. Because without a trebuchet, you know, we don't have the benefits of a trebuchet. But just if we just outrange the towers slightly, that'll be good enough. So I think they might just be wheeling here, right? Just being annoying. Which, you know, more power to them, right? I took the fight. That guy is better at fighting than I am. I decline. We're gonna go to fire arrow this right now. Oh my goodness. Please shoot it. Alright, we're just gonna run up on him. We're just gonna brawl. Charge in here. Around the back. We'll drop the shots there. Defenders of Earth won't want to do this fight here. Here we're alright. There we're not really alright. We've got 2 units on them, and then we're probably still not going to win. But we will take this tower. It's burning finally, you know. So that's good. Jot that down. You know, the generals were far away from the fight. Not ideal. However, here, this guy has run out into some Protectors of Heaven, so he's going to have a bad time. Jot that down. These Defenders of Earth inexplicably moving far forward from where I would have wanted them to be. You know, they might have thought that's what I wanted them to do. It's possible. This guy should be over here doing Flames of the Phoenix on the brick. These Defenders of Earth are going to be doing a million damage right here. They should get, like, a whole lot of kills here. Our crossbowmen are doing basically nothing. Like, who are they even shooting at? This dude's in a bad fight. It'll be alright. You know, it would have been better to win this handily, which we're not going to do, but winning it clumsily is alright too. You know, it's never going to look pretty if I don't have a trebuchet. But at the least I could try to let them not shoot at me the whole time. But now it's about to all be over for you fools. Because, of course, after the first route, like, here, like, these Royal Palace cards are really quite an incredible unit, right? Like, my cavalry does not match up against them. They've got really high evasive stats. I don't really know how to deal with them. Like, melee with, you know, a Protector of Heaven, sure, but, like, how do you do that? Barring that, a bunch of archers, which I don't have. Li Tong wanted to brawl. This dude doesn't even have a horse anymore, and we hit him. You know, the auto-resolve said we were going to lose this fight. It doesn't believe in us. That's okay. I wouldn't believe in us either with this weird army. I kind of like these javelin throwers. Like, sure, I often don't use them for anything, but I kind of like them, you know? Because they fight. They fight, they've got ranged shields. When they're unbreakable, it's good, you know? And the fact that I don't use their archery ability is very good. I'm just, like, very bad at the game, right? So, like, the things that are supposed to be good, like cavalry and ranged units, I just use very poorly. I mean, these aren't, like, good cavalry, of course, but I mean, they have AP values, you know, but they, you know, when they go up against a unit that evades 2/3 of the hits, you know, they don't match up too well. That also has 60 models in the unit to be fighting with. But we win anyway. Of course we do. Of course, we get tremendously beat up along the way. We had to chase him down a little bit in order to make contact with this army. This is the army. We were in ambush, but then it crashed on the intern, so I figured, hey, why don't we just try to do this instead? Because I bet even if they hit me, I'd be able to, yeah, because this is the distance to walk across this rough terrain here. Even if they might just be able to get to me in normal stance, but we'd be able to run away and we'd be fine. It is only 186 for a Protector of Heaven now. You know, maybe just we could get legit cataphracts, though. You know. They're not that expensive for upkeep, and you know, maybe they'll be good in this war in the north. But no, these Cheong Marauders probably the ones to go with, because they have fatigue immunity. Well, we're going to dress this army up a little bit. With some alright cav to go with that cav. And we need to get these people and marry them off to folks. They're all spies, but that's okay. So what we're doing here, you can recruit the spies, then you marry them to someone, and then their spouse will be loyal to the cause, which is good because we need actually to drop this retinue, which we'll do now. I mean, really, we can leave like. Yeah, no, dropping it down would be better, because on the chance that we want to move this person into an army again, we would want to be able to deploy it for cheaper, and to have her in the army with a strategist, right? You know, she's a charlatan, but she fought well. We'll recall her now. And now, you know, make this army a proper one with a couple trebs and a fire archer. And just because I wasn't playing well with the crossbows doesn't mean they weren't good to have. And this army, yeah, we might as well dress it up a little bit, right? Get all that stuff on it. They've got Defenders of Earth. Do we want to go with 2 Defenders of Earth? Yeah, we'll get the punch. And I'm sure we'll get away with this move flawlessly. But that I guess we popped that whole army there, which is just wonderful. You know, because they did have to retreat to get there, so much better than playing passively there. Because while we are winning all these fights, you know, once we punch these armies down, I don't know how long it's going to take them to put Humpty Dumpty all back together again. It won't be, like, absolutely immediate, though, and it's definitely going to shake them to their core. They're not going to feel so proud of themselves in the aftermath of this war. And hopefully my computer won't crash again. She's a strong old girl, but, you know, this game, it has to do a lot of thinking when you get this far into it. Looks like they've got someone waiting in ambush here. Very clever. Maybe it's me. Maybe it is me. I think it is me. I'm like, very clever, complimenting self. Alright. So Zhao P is up here now with 3 other armies. One of them is a good army. One of them's a very good army. Maybe I'm eliminating armies and then the new armies are these terrifying creatures. But we'll see. Zhao P's army is decent, good. But we're gonna go this way, because I don't think he can catch me in time. And if we make him respond over in this direction, that's just fine too. Alright, if we... If we take one of our lower armies and drop them, we can redeploy them up in the north and sweep down and hit them in that direction. I don't know if that's what we want to do. Because we got, you know, 2 armies in the north, and theoretically they could deal with these problems. Theoretically. This is just 6 armies, right? We don't have to fight them all at once. We don't have night battle, however, which is a problem. Yeah, you know, getting one more up here to meet them would be nice, I suppose. What we can do right now. So they march stance on top of... They march stance on top of this place and they sacked it, I think, which, you know, now... Or maybe they moved to march... I don't know. They march stance on top of this, on this, lumberyard, and we get to rip them up for it. Yuan Bo, well, we can't get rid of him. Not with a name like that. Lu Liju. She's from, like... Yan Shao's faction, I think. She's got the Yi. And she might have also inherited one of the retinues from someone who did, I suppose. Well...
Alright,
so the payments from Wu have stopped. We do see, however, that we're barely upside down. Negative 4K when you have 60 turns of it. It, like, with our war chest, this amount of negative is largely irrelevant, which is great. But what we might do here is...
全力奋战，
we finish this up.
无之妙计，算无一策。占领此城，乃是谨慎之举。
We still just have like the most food. It's great. Yeah, we can certainly afford to drop one of these armies because this one's going to move in here.
不辱使命。
And we're just building forges. We're just trying to get our a supercharging of our dreams. We're gonna move this way to like ambush right here. This army is still in definitely fine enough form to beat up on them. Oh, we can't ambush. Well, then we'll move even further forward.
我军必
Because,
胜。
like, we're not afraid. Right, right. This army, yeah, barely got beat up there. And this isn't even a full stack. I mean, they've got high-quality troops, but it's not even a full stack.
"居安思危，未雨绸缪。
Yeah, I'll continue marching him down. Or wait, no, this one doesn't have a poison volley, and this one does have a poison volley. We'll keep the non-volley one down here. I guess we'll just go ahead and recall these ones up. I mean, we lose like the one turn of movement there, but it's more important for this army to go. I mean, I guess we could have just recalled the poison volley one with the rest, but next turn we'll recall them up here, and then they'll be able to move here towards them because they'll be able to be fully healed before the problems arise. So these guys are going to want to move up here. This guy can go there or there. If we go like here and ambush. We'll go here and ambush. This is the army without a trebuchet. Well, you know, for an ambush, a trebuchet may not be entirely necessary. Alright, so the only replan we would need would be like a couple percentage points. Do we have night battle here? No, because it's there. Yes, because he's got it. Alright, so... these are good armies. Or fine armies. Maybe we can get him to move forward. If not... because he's going to cross over here next turn, and that should make them nervous enough to do something. If not, then we'll just move up to Chang'an. course.
我已迫不及待聆听足下佳言。
He actually wants peace. We can't become a mercenary for him, but we could get peace with him at any moment that we needed. I guess we can't also... Well, you know, we might be able to beat up on him enough to make him give us tribute even, you know, so we'll see. That'll be a nice dream. And then next turn we will bring that army up here, because he's administering some other place. We don't want to put him into the army, I don't think. Although we could just make another army, but you know, we don't want to go too upside down on an army that's not going to do work. And we get another reform, which we will spend on, like, you know, making our armies cheaper somewhere. Negative 5% corruption will probably be worth the most money at this point. But, you know, actually... We should probably go to the ranged block chance for melee cavalry, huh? And we have some of this land, and this makes the research faster, so that'll be good, at least. Alright, so... Oh yeah, getting progressively more dressed up. Alright, let's see if any of this works. Because Wu's just in such bad shape. Like, almost everywhere. And as they take our horse places here, we're going to start paying way more for the upkeep on our cavalry, or rather, moderately more over time. The ambush over here succeeded, and this person has... some non-man troops here. You know, I think we'll be fine to put the hurt down. I mean... Yeah, I mean, we don't have all day, though. Just delicate it, get the ambush, and, yeah, and hope that they'll put themselves together enough for another fight in a turn or two. And, of course, you know, it moves it along. We are very late in the campaign, you know, you gotta... And happening over the end of the turn, you know, we should get that replenishment before our turn, I think, is how it works. And this ambush works also. And with a sweet spin kick. Because this is the point of, you know, being in your lands for the ambush. You get it done. And now we're going to have our stuff back. They're going to be in march stance. We're going to be able to run them down. Nonman on the veritable warpath. Doing well for themselves there, or trying to... Oh, they're going up into Wu-Wei, which I care less about. We are going to grab this... We'll recruit it, like, here, right? So, well, they can get there in 2 turns, so it's good enough to do this right now. It might recruit it at the city anyway, for all I know. Oh, the redeployment cost is now 0, due to all the buildings I have across the faction. Well, that is something special, isn't it? Now we can just send the armies around to get the work done. I think what we're going to do here is actually just go... Like, do we want to drop him? And just like Protector of Heaven it? Do we even need cavalry?
Yeah,
we'll just drop all the cavalry for this army right now. On the grounds that it didn't seem to be matching up terribly well. And if we just have 12 Protectors of Heaven, we can just totally swarm across the front, knowing they'll match up decently with anything. Almost anything. We need another Treb in this army. We don't need a fire arrow here. Don't know if I love having the hidden axes over more. But, you know, they're level 7. Why not? Why not? And they'll be able to move down in there to deal with the problems. But yeah, so... I mean, beautiful stuff. These ambushes both work a charm... We're going to go here. We'll be able to get these guys as the reinforcements on the ambush, hopefully. Because this army, like, while we could move in on them, like, they still got a little bit of teeth there. It is so funny to me that Wei is just letting Nenman move up on him like this, because if we can, like, push him here and then get, like, peace with Nenman, then we can get them to move in on him in this direction, which, you know, could be good or not. Alright, they did get another retinue here. Pretty annoying stuff. We still need to heal up here. One more turn will be enough. 24%, yeah, and then like they won't be totally there. We're hoping to be able to get them to just move in either direction to try to take that, and then we'll be able to smack them there. That is the hope.
则四海可定。吾等大业，天意所归。作乱为祸之徒，不得其死。心神合一，咫尺可得。
You know, he doesn't need fire archers. So, amazingly, Cao Pi, in order to deal with this Nanmen invasion, takes all 3 of his forces away here. So my ambush was super successful, and we're going to move up here and take this. He marched away, so we won't even be able to march back in and hit us. And with our free redeployment, whenever we finish one part of this war, it will be not at all expensive to move them somewhere else, which is just so cool. It's so cool.
对此加以利用吧。正在行军。
Because now they're in the mountains without any good reason to be here, and with no particular prospects for the future. They're winning like all these battles against Wu, or were. But now look at them, you know. Wu has some armies in some places. Wu's bigger problems are the yellow turbans that they, you know, can't deal with. Which it's just a total shame that they're having these public order problems, right? A total shame. That'll buy us a turn or two. And that's the thing, though. Now that we have free deployment, it is actually a lot easier to be like, all right, we'll just send the town drunk out here, you know, to tie this up. Because we have a lot more armies now, so we can actually do this.
请下命令。门外何人？
4 is a good sweet spot there for putting down rebellions. This this person's the busiest person, but it's all very important stuff. You know, this is the sort of internal maintenance that you have to do for your large bandits setups. Because of course, ideally, you would have a bunch of people paying you tribute, and you wouldn't be running a whole bunch of the world. But there weren't any people to pay me tribute. They didn't make it. It might have also been from my prime ministers, enough of them getting deployment costs reduction. We got it on one of them. It's just on two of them. So it's mainly from buildings. Because there's a level 5 red building that we get from some of the places that get to 2. And bam! Can't get away from me. Hiya!
全力奋战，则战无不胜。
And with the mighty swing of a mighty glaive, he goes down into the dirt. G of the Imperial Guard, hard knock life, buddy. Shouldn't have invaded the
这样
north.
我们就摆脱这些累赘了。
Because the laws of war mean that that is my G of the Imperial Guard now. Getting good horses this whole game long has just been such a joy. And now, you know, Wei's in trouble here. They're not having a great time. Maybe we just drop a couple of these. I mean, what we need to do is drop this person for a strategist, right? But we can do that after this is done. Now that we have more strategists. Oh, that's right. We should make her the minister of the Imperial Clan, because she's the only one in the family that can be it. And the underlings, you know, that's probably how we're supposed to manage these individual places, because I'm sure Shifu doesn't actually... Yeah, he makes it have lower corruption and stuff. But, you know, it's not actually really helping it do better, but... Research rate? Sure. So it's like at level 4 they'll stabilize, but... You know, that's hardly what we want to do with our lives. Be careful. You know, Wei has made a miscalculation, but they're not going to pay for it yet. They're going to pay for it soon, right? Assuming that Wu can win any fights here, which is a bit of an assumption. Because Wu's broke. They can't afford these amazing armies like Wei can. But of course, they have a tremendous advantage on the fields, which is that I'm fighting for them. Alright, all the armies have moved. Everything is good. I'm just going to keep on upgrading these forges. We really need more forgery. That's not how to say the word, but I thought it might be funny if I tried. Like 10 public order, that's pretty good. Might hold on to that. This place is still too big. We need to get rid of one of these buildings, though. I think just... Well, the public order building isn't the one we want to drop. Could just be the food income building. And then we'll keep the bigger food production building. That'll increase from those places. Downgrade there.
当断则断。
And here.
谨遵命令。
All right, all right. Because our playing of Whack-A-Way in the north has gone wonderfully well. They go to besiege the place, notice that we're in ambush outside of it, and have to move away, I think. Here they are bringing reinforcements. We'll just retreat. I bet the reinforcements won't be able to catch up. Perfection. Perfektenschlag. I think this person moved into ambush over here. Which is like, okay. Sure, you could try. Wu's busy thinking. You know, the non-men always go quick. They don't have to think too much. They're a very direct people. Lady Jurong is now in charge? Yes! This is the future we've been waiting for. I'd recognize that portrait anywhere. That's my girl. She's a resolute warrior. Well, you know, we could still... No, we could not get peace. She doesn't like us. She... You know, she... has a much different attitude than her brother-in-law about war. So, you know. Let that be a warning. We gotta figure some of these Nunmen, being 60 or 70, must have the most crazy abilities. But maybe not.
智行天下。拿起武器！缜密谋划，方可取胜。 正用得上此城。
And we'll give it to the old mercenary lord, if that's what he wants to think of himself as. We're not going to argue with him about it. It's like, yeah, you're in charge. Sure, buddy.
向前进军。
Yeah, the non are here. The non-men are at the gate. They are beyond at the gate. They are all the way here. Ah, Luji, my girl. What are you doing so far away from home, I wonder?
看到众人汇集于此，我心甚慰。 安民。
We're just gonna start walking this way with this army and smacking anything that gets in the way of it. Which we're gonna grab another army up here too.
屈而不折，
冷静沉着。
力求上进，功名震天。
Oh, the Trebs are even more expensive. She must have some trait where, oh, vain. Her retinue is 25% more expensive. Man. Well, you know, she's the only one we got. I guess we'll pay a little more for it. You know, upside down 8K, it's still fine. We can still, you know, there's a lot of life left in this run yet. And if we want, we can see, we can squeeze something out of Wu here. What would we give him?
绝不畏惧。
This city? Yeah, maybe.
到此为止了。
No, it's worth 1,000 a turn, so... maybe he'll pay me 5,125 a turn for it. You know, keep him just totally broke, and, yeah.
喂，
这提的不错，
You know, we don't need Wu to do well, and that'll, you know, that solves a lot of our problems there. Not that we had a ton of them. And we can just keep on doing this, you know, just, you know, periodically selling him things for exorbitant rates, and then just carrying on. Zhu Chu the Fearsome is here in the north. Now, this army is capable of dealing with this army, hopefully. We don't have a poison volley in it. This lady, though, bought the ambush, went to march to support
竭力出击。
her other troops there, and that's going to allow us to cunningly come in here and snag this
我
city.
等
Just
心怀
perfection
忠
and
贞
bandit
才有
stuff.
此胜。现在来尽情庆贺吧！
学不在微，悉心静听。
稳住阵型。
And now he gets poisoned arrows, which will be nice on the Qiang hunters. This army's a mess, right? And just like how the the setup is, you know, it would be better if we had a general that wanted cavalry in it, you know.
大人有何吩咐？
But this is the real army, right? She bears the Red Sister. She continues the legend of the
把谋士
Empress.
叫来。 一往无前。告诉众人，我回来了。
Zhu Chu is no slouch, we know that. And he's on the Southern Elephant, which is no slouch either. But this army is like a weird cav-heavy army These more northern mounted archers. I mean, that's scary, but that's not AP damage. We could just weather that storm. And he's hanging out with a couple strategists, so it's like he wouldn't have anybody to duel. He wouldn't have anybody quick to respond to you know, the power in the event that we were able to marshal it there. And this is, you know, she's the hardest working person in the whole land. Well, you know, there used to be somebody else that did this job, and now it's her. You know, she barely levels up, but over time, you know, it'd be better to have a character that we wanted to level up here, but we don't have any that we want to level up, you know, free, I don't think. Here in a couple turns, though, we'll get our forges online. More of them. And we'll start generating a bunch of items. To help out. It's like, why not tank the public order in my surrounding commanderies? That's the thing, too. It's like, if you mess with the public order from your own stuff, then you can swoop in and take it after the Yellow Turban Menace comes for them. The thing about Queen Zhurong is she doesn't have much food. And the thing about Wu is we know that they don't have food. And Wei also doesn't have food anymore. So we've done very, very well at taking these rich farmlands of the north away from them. But there's more food to mess with them on, and, you know, this is a great way, because we can't pressure the money, but if we can pressure the public order and such through that, that'll be equally good, or the same. We need Binding Fury here. Then we'll go over and get Mending in a bit. Oh, that one's red or green for the binding scale. I see. That's what that icon means. Ooh. Waking Dragon gives stock to the own retinue, 12 cunning, 15 ability recharge rate. Alright, so this, I don't know when we got that. That's pretty sweet. Can we just get this right now? Maybe we took it off of somebody. Anyway, that should go on to... Oh, never mind. He's got his own armor, which... Well, he can't wear it, so that's good enough. Like, no, he's gotta, like, we need to put it on a retinue where it makes sense. Like, where's the faction that used to be the faction leader's armies? It'll go in this one. Changyu can wear it. Amazing. Look at that movement. Push her away, but then he's going to be able to catch her. And... amazing. We even get the reinforcements. Perfection. Luji, the daughter of the dragon. Obviously, I would never execute you, Luji.
快滚回去吧！快去！遍观四周，万物复苏。
And then both of them are going to be able to beautifully move out into our own lands and be able to replenish at the end turn. Just perfect. You know, to think that I said I don't want any more strategists. I sure would like a trebuchet in this army. I'll just go down to like 4 cav here, I think. Alright, you know, the plan is working wonderfully. We're pressuring them in the ways that we know how. Getting better items all the time. This whole incursion in the north has just been a disaster for Wei, where they could have been trying to deal with the Nanman menace, and Zhurong is gonna hate all of us, so all we have to do is try to make sure that, you know, we don't bear the brunt of that. And when we take those border regions there, we toss them to whoever we're working for. And now they get Nanman regions and can deal with the crackback, and we can ignore it. You know, it's brilliant. Or at the very least, it's pretty good. Because no matter how good Wei used to be feeling, they can't be feeling that good now. And another beautiful child is born to us this day. Fa Sheng, you old dog. Jin. It's a J sound. Alright, so here they've fallen victim to one of the classic blunders. So right here we're gonna be able to night fight them. They think, okay, we'll have both of these armies here, but that's not true. Now, they do have a trebuchet, and we have a trebuchet. We actually have pretty similar armies here. But, yeah, we just delegated off. Pop that guy. There's still this army right here, but we'll be able to run back to a safe place. We still got like 60% movement. And there won't be a way for them to deal. And we get a nice silver bow. Wonderful, wonderful. Oh, we get all sorts of stuff. Marshal Xi. Oh, this was a good retinue.
无非与
Hard
杀
knock
之
life, buddy.
是刀兵之罪也。千层波浪，充实巨岩。
And this army is not nearly as good as their last army was. That doesn't mean that we might want to take it, but...
心怀智略，
It's like, well, we have poison volley, and they don't have much ranged, right? I think it makes sense to take the fight.
杀！
Yeah, because they'll be at night fight. This will be a nice, Hey, Orange Froggy. You say, have I ever considered multi-streaming? That's like when you stream on a different website as well. Man, this army is very beat up. This may be unwise. I think we can get away with it, though. I think we can get away with this. You know, if we would have fought the previous one, it would have put us into a better shape for fighting this one. But we might be able to do it. This might be very careless. I, of course, have some advantages. First of all, I'll burn the forest down. No, we'll deploy, like, all the way back here. Poison shot, poison shot. Fire arrows to make the life of everyone there miserable.
在，准备开战。
做好准备，护卫准备，卫兵。
准备就绪。
Because this is very sketchy, but we could probably get away with it. Probably. It's very sketchy. So we're gonna try to mock him to death. It does a lot of damage, right? Say it might be a good way to get a more of a following us cash super time today. Yeah, perhaps. I don't really use Twitch. Alright, what happened to him? I can't see them anymore. Alright, I was gonna do this thing. Alright, we're gonna mock this guy. What happened to them? Alright, we get the mock off. And now we run. We got like a good horse. I don't think they're gonna catch us. They might, though. Oh god, they're gonna catch me. Oh no, they're totally gonna catch me and we're gonna die. That's what we get for mocking them.
准备好了。
鼓起勇气，
跑起来，加快速度，赶快！
And yep, we lose our leader immediately. What a moron. You know, I don't know if we're gonna win this. Oh my god. Oh what? No! Oh no! She flipped out and ran right into him. Oh, that's real bad. Oh, they both did it. Oh god. Oh man. Well, okay, I no longer think we're gonna win. Alright, she came to her senses. Alright, does she still have her horse? Yes. And she apparently sent a message there, at least. We still have our trebs, right? Like, no matter what else is going on, we've got our trebuchets. And if we get a poison volley that goes right down the pipe here and hits most of their army, I don't like the angle of this terrain. We're going to keep it anyway, because, yep. There we go. Gorgeous. You know, all you need to do is stick a hit in on them, and that'll be enough to really, really mess with them. Which is exactly what we get there. Alright, these guys out of gas, out of road. We're gonna light the oil now. We got poison on all of these arrows, so we're just going to try to distribute it around. And now they're getting into the Defenders of Earth part of the line, right? And these fools go straight through. Oh, you want to duel me? You want to duel me? I've never even heard of you, buddy. Let's go. Oh, she's going to win so hard. And now they're getting in. The Defenders of Earth, the only thing that has any strength left in this army, and they are getting hit by it. She is absolutely going to win this fight. She's got, like, good swords and a beautiful horse. She's going to win this fight. We're carefully distributing the poison. Defenders of Earth are absolutely feasting. And this flank attempt here totally collapses. And she's gonna, like, poison volley and maybe hit all of our own troops, but maybe not. You know, I think she largely hit our own troops. It's gonna be fine. Because we won't break from it, and while it's not good to do this, it will work. Sentinel v Sentinel duel. I accept. Yeah, we have huge damage because we're like Oathsworn to the Emperor, and he fell, you know, he ran up and mocked someone and he didn't make it out. But we win. I knew we would. I was like, we just have like half of our army, that should be enough. And yeah, the Defenders of Earth feasting, the Trebuchets feasting. And most importantly, you know, this Sentinel winning 2 duels and getting the poison volley value. You know, I thought it was game over. It turned out that so he's Oathsworn to the other ones, which means if he falls on the battlefield, it makes him flip out, but it also makes them stronger and heals them for the rest of it. So, like, I totally didn't do it on purpose, but it very much worked. Very well. Hey, Luke, yeah. Big difference between a normal army and Unbreakable 1 is that a normal one rots and you lose a third of it. Indeed. So it's like, even if we have a half-strength army, especially when we're facing up in a night battle against, you know, mid-tier stuff and not other Protectors of Heaven, it's like, you know, just run forward. Just get into the fight, you know. they're gonna break. And when they break, oh, we got a bodyguard. Yeah, bodyguard gives 10% melee evasion to the whole retinue.
依计行事。
居安思危，未雨绸缪。
And they ran away all the way to the other side of that mountain. That's okay.
秩序井然。
I don't think they're gonna run up here to us. We're gonna move further up in that direction through the pass? Question mark. I mean, yeah, no reason not to, right? Because we can win this fight again, and they can't. So we'll just move like right here, and oh, this is all part of Hongnong. Yeah, we'll just move here, share the old spoils, and be ready to fight before tea. And both of you fools have allowed yourself to be caught in march stance.
正气如火，熊熊不息。
And we're gonna give him a ya and a hi-ya.
乱军终于得以平息。职责所在。
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Zhurong took over the faction. So while Mingyu was relatively conciliatory and willing to accept peace, well, she's actually quite close to it. But that's the thing, is I can turn that into a Wu buffer in the north, right? Just by handing them... Well, no, the mercenary contract's only for Wei, but we could take it against them if we wanted. But that would put us not at war with Wei. Yeah, you know. We can get peace with the non-men easily enough just by beating them up, though. Downside for diplomacy with them is everybody hates you for doing it. Without the map is, it shouldn't matter much. Indeed. You know, who's going to criticize me? The Yellow Turbans? They love me. I mean, not this specific rebellion, but in general, they love me.
无之妙计，算无一策。一统天下。
So if I just, like, click on this little rebellion here, and I'm like, hey, do you want to form an empire? They'll be like, never, but I bet I could, like, convince them to. Which that'll be the play at the end, right? That'll be how we get the additional 4 places. Because, like, poor Sun Ce is spending so much of his time trying to deal with these Yellow Turban rebellions that he can't even deal with Wei. Hard knock life. But these incursions of Wei in the north are basically at an end, right? We've cracked them all. Sure, we moved around a little bit, but we do have free redeployment of armies at this point. We achieved that with the amount of faction-wide benefits that we have. Cao Ji. Well, you have a very nice suit of armor. Only 30 years old. You may yet fight for me someday, though.
快滚回去吧！讨平乱贼，澄清四海。释放怒火， 消灭敌军。
And with the sweet spin kick, you know, like, we're starting to load up on better items, you know, we're getting experience out of this war. In addition to it being useful, you know, we have these relatively unblooded armies that are now becoming elite and getting strong commanders to go with it. Of course, this army needs a strategist.
职责所在。
To think that I got rid of them in the past, but, you know, you do what you have to do to survive. And this guy, we moved him up because we were like, we're going to get an army up here for when they move further up. And then we just started beating them down. But we got a couple of good ambushes that set up. Southeast Northern Expedition just sounds wrong. You know, this military adventurism that he's engaged in here certainly has not done his faction any favors. Should have stayed home, buddy. Chagan has, like, nothing, but it is not safe to take, right? Because this is a few armies that would be able to get there. He could march here to reinforce. It's not safe to take. We could sack it and walk away. Safe to do that. Say everything I have is formerly his own. Well, you see, a long time ago, his father...
给我抢个精光！感受一下苍生的意志。
And now, if he moves over to hit us, we'll be able to flee, and he won't be able to catch us again. And we get the replenishment after sacking the thing. Wood elf, get off my lawn policy. Yeah. It's like, look, this was my magical forest. All I wanted to do was live in this temple and, you know, fulfill expectations. And somebody didn't want to let me do it. And now this is happening. You know, this guy doesn't even really have a point in being here. If we just move one of these over... I don't know, because the population and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you know. Well, he doesn't need to be here right now. She obviously always has to be here. The Tai Dominion cannot stand if we don't have somebody putting down a bandit rebellion in the mountains every single day. Yeah, they're like, didn't you know this is a magical forest hinterland? And my trees hunger. Like, I don't know who you think you're kidding just coming into my magical forest. I'm like, this is the middle of Bretonia. They're like, oh yeah. All parts of Bretonia are mine. Alright, so here... That's Zuchu. That's a real army. This, however, has the Red Sisters army. So, like, this is a real army, too. And honestly, ours probably just wins in the fight. That's a big garrison, though. That's a big headache of a garrison. What we want to do is convince him to move forward here. And then ambush, and then if it doesn't work out... Yeah, it'll be fine. We'll take the turn of recruitment there, but I'm sure this army could win it in it. When I capture him, we should execute him for the race, assuming it's available. Yeah, and the elephant. But he's so old. It's like, it softens my heart when these heroes that I love manage to get that old. I think Huang Zhong finally kicked the bucket. I don't think we've seen his beautiful gray head of hair in a while. He must have lived to be 90. But anyway, good stuff. Great stuff. Wonderful stuff. Zhu Chu moves up in that direction, which is of course going to allow us to move in here and take even more of the Wei farmland, putting them into just a disastrous predicament when it comes to the maintenance of their forces. Here we want to stay in our lands for just a thing, because we wouldn't have been able to get there in a turn, so you want to get the replenishment. Very important to keep that rolling. Another reform comes, and we're trying to go up in this direction for the melee cavalry, missile block, blah blah blah. Especially if that goes to all of them and not just the dudes that already have shields, which I'm hoping it will. We're pretty close to becoming a bandit king. I mean, not that close, but pretty close. It'll give us more diplomatic income from tributaries. I know that'll excite people. Recruit, obviously, if possible. It seems like... Yeah, I don't... Because we didn't even defeat him in battle once, I don't think. He was around a lot, but I think we always have... Maybe we fought him at the very beginning? No, because he would have been in Cao Cao's army, and this was one where we didn't fight them at the start. I'm like, with 4 beginnings to the story... You know, we sort of sink into the sand under the weight of all of it. This army does not need to be here. We should have recruited him. You know, at this point, if we just drop this army... Yeah, because it's going to take 5 turns to get over here. I mean, It's fine. No, I mean, yeah, we should just re-recruit this army somewhere else. It doesn't cost anything to do it. Whenever I got this army, I thought they were going to be crossing the river into Wu Wei proper and, like, invading, and we were going to fight them right there, but then we ended up cracking, like, 4 of their 6 armies pretty good. Anyway, wonderful stuff. This is going to be the last end turn of the video. It has to be. Oh, man. No one in the world is more excited than I am for after this day of work. Oh, it's just video games for so long. Oh, man. 9 days. I might have to leave my house to buy ice cream. But that should be it. Ambush succeeded. And that's perfection. They'll probably get away. Oh. I got the elephant. I mean, we also... I mean, what are you gonna do, right? What are you gonna do? It's, I mean, what are you gonna do? I'm sorry, old friend.
我们可养不起他们，我们需要如此虎狼之师。
Many a fine day I spent swinging his mace around in Dynasty Warriors. Many a fine day. Okay, so here we actually might lose this army. We don't have time to do this battle, so we're going to quick save, and when we come back, we'll try to win it, you know. We'll obviously try to win it. Now, they don't have any big range damage, right? They've got their crossbow guys, but they don't have any, like, Defenders of Earth for me to worry about. So I'm thinking, you know, with just, like, 600 Protectors of Heaven, we might be able to get this going on a little bit. But, you know, we don't have time. And it won't even let us go to the menu from here. Like, what do you mean you won't let me go to the menu? It won't let me go to the menu from here. Well, we've quick saved it. I don't have time to fight this battle. I have to go to work. So we quick saved it. That saved the results of the earlier thing, at least, where we got Zuchu's Mason all. We'll click delegate here, just so I can close the game. But whenever we come back, we'll do that fight. I don't intend to just throw that army away. Even though moving up and sacking the place was, you know, too aggressive. I still thought... I thought we would be able to get away from the reinforcements, but that reinforcement would be in march stance almost certainly. That'll help things out too. And without the range damage to really mess with us, if we just keep the, you know, keep the infantry rolling up and pushing forward, I think we'll be fine there. Woo requests 51 food. Man, hard knock life, buddy. He sees me with my overflowing coffers of rice and thinks he should get some. Wrong. Wrong. But Wei now, you know, now the Nanman problem is Wei's problem. And those people weren't really executed, that's all a lie. Poor Zuchu. But we'll be able to give that giant Bane Mace, right, to Shifu, and we'll be able to give one of these strategists a 6 Southern Elephant to ride on, right? Because I guess they keep the bad HP that they would already have, but it just sort of seems... I mean, like, I guess if you don't have any good weapons on somebody, then, like, giving it to, like, a commander or a red hero would be fine. But I like the idea of putting it on a strategist, so then, like, a strategist could be doing something. But if a strategist just has, like, 11k HP, you know, then... Yeah. The old gate mesher, indeed. Well, there you go. It's going wonderfully. It's, you know... The other day I started believing we could win, and now I firmly believe that we can win. I believe that we will win. Because once we crush this northern incursion and beat the Nunmen back, I mean, we are, like, there. Sure, the other Emperor's seats are far away, but they don't have food. Goal of this campaign should be to eliminate all unique characters who are left. Yes. We will do it. We shall be the only one who lives, or they will be in our faction. Sun Ren, join me. Sun Ren, I will make you the queen of this place. Join me. You can marry off, you know, to Shifu or something. He's probably already got a wife. We can get rid of her. You know. Anyway, Sun Ren, don't make it happen to you. Anyway, she is a member of Wei, after all, and has been 32 long years. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I really gotta go. You know me. I wish I could just do this all day long. That'll be tomorrow. Maybe not this game. We'll see. You know, when I went to bed, I was thinking about this campaign. And when I woke up, I was immediately like, I should take over China. So, I mean, there's other stuff that I am thinking about. But right now, it's like, I'm just so captivated with the story of this campaign, with how interesting how it's played out has been. And I almost can't look away, so. Well, one of these days, we're going to finish it. And when we fight Nonman or Wu, our auto-resolve is going to dramatically favor us compared to what it is now against Wei, who's so wealthy. But we will get to it later on, I've got to get to work. I'll be back in, 11 or 12 hours, and I'll be playing something. Maybe I'll see you there. See you, Luke. Later, Froggy. Goodbye, anyone who may be watching in the future. Hope you have enjoyed, and maybe I'll see you in another stream or video. Later, guys.